Welcome back to Royals Franchise. This is episode 2 here on the Bengal Plays channel. Make sure to subscribe if you're liking the videos, and this should be a long-running series. People are saying in the comments, oh, can't wait for this to be a 9-episode series. I did over 30 episodes of Reds Franchise last year, and I wasn't even incredibly consistent. If this was Road to the Show or a career mode series, yeah, 8 episodes that's generous. But here in Franchise, we're going to do plenty more than 9 episodes. I would pretty much guarantee it. However, I did have to restart the franchise. You can see we're 1 and 2 as opposed to 2 and 1 where we were at the end of the last episode. Reason for that is I wrongfully assumed that when you loaded into the game, you'd have Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Jung-Hoo Lee in the roster. They were not there. So MLB apparently doesn't have rights to these guys until they actually play their first regular season game. I had to fix the franchise before we even got started. It was just 3 games. I think it's going to be fine. Now Yamamoto gets to be in. Jung-Hoo Lee of the Giants gets to be in. And I also did make a lot of wholesale changes to the Royals team as a whole. That includes adding top prospects in Blake Mitchell. This is what he looks like. Natural raw power for him. Lefty catcher with a really, really good arm. We'll see how he develops in franchise. I give him B potential. And I'll tell you, my creation of Blake Mitchell face-wise, I don't think that could have been better. This was honestly an incredible job by me. I got to give myself a pat on the back. But take a look at him in the top left. Take a look at this. And now take a look at this. I mean, I hate to just pat myself on the back, but I mean, I did a good job. You gotta give me credit on this one. I also added their first-round pick from a couple years ago, Frank Mazzucato. I did a maybe less than stellar job. I might need to bring those eyes a little closer together. But all in all, he's not a tremendous prospect. The Royals system is just very bad, and I'm going to have to make big-time changes to that in the draft. We need to build up a really good farm system. Draft day is now at the All-Star break as opposed to at the start of the season like it used to be. So we've got a lot of scouting to do, a lot of changes to make. We're going to set that to manual, and we need to find our next superstar. There were also changes made to potential and overall based on your recommendations. Cole Reagan's got a boost up to B potential. I also messed around with his attributes as well. I tried to, even it out so it wasn't just too overkill. Like I took down his hits per 9 and home run per 9 a little bit, but I boosted up the K per 9 because he is a monster strikeout pitcher, and that bumped up his overall to an 83 from an 80. Velocity also went up. He was incapable of throwing a fastball at 100 plus miles per hour. He does that in real life, so I thought it'd be fair if we got a 1 mile per hour boost so that he can throw in the triple digits now, because he does do that. Brady Singer had 93 potential. I don't think Brady Singer's ever going to reach a 93 overall, so I took his potential down 13 points to an 80. I think that's generous for Brady Singer. He's right now at a 77, 76 overall, and I think that's fair. 80 potential. I think this is kind of the guy that Brady Singer is maybe a solid 3 or 4 starter in a rotation. Maybe if he develops top-tier control, he could be a little bit better than that, but the stuff is not overwhelming. He's got to be a control artist if he's going to be a top-tier pitcher. So I just don't see him really being that 90s type player. I mean, if you look around the league, Pablo Lopez is not even in the 90s, and he is an ace. So some things were changed, and I think it's going to better reflect the talent of some of these players. I gave a slight boost to Chris Bubich, I think. In terms of relief pitchers, the big one is James McArthur. He had a rough start last year and then dominated down like the final 18 innings or something. So he's going to be their closer probably. I wanted to represent that in the game. He got a boost to overall. I didn't change potential, but that's something we could consider doing. Blake Mitchell I talked about, but overall, changes were made mostly to Reagan's Michael Garcia. Reaction time got a boost. He was 97th or 97th or 98th percentile. 98th percentile and outs above average last year, which is a range-based metric on Baseball Savant. He should have better than 69 reaction or whatever it was. I took fielding down slightly to not make it too overpowered, and I gave him a little bit of a power boost. I know it's only 47, 52, but he has good natural raw power. 93rd percentile hard hit percentage, 87th percentile average exit velo. He just wasn't elevating the ball. He was doing it a bit in spring training. He could be a real true breakout candidate for the Royals. I took down his contact against left, even though he hit 315 against lefties last year, and I took down his contact against right because he only hit let's see, 258 against righties last year, but I didn't want to make the overall too crazy, so that was the update there. And then MJ Melendez was actually one of the better hitters down the stretch last season, and he had no power in the game. I wanted to change that a bit. I got him up to 72, 60 for power. So those are the big changes. Everything else, I don't want to go too crazy, but MLB The Show doesn't really care about franchise or their ratings or their potentials. I thought it'd be better to fix it now than, you know, be stuck later. And again, the prospect situation's really, really bad. They don't have anybody. I added a couple, and they're not even that great. So now that housekeeping's out of the way, my strategy with this series is to be faster than I have in years past, which means maybe sometimes a month an episode, which is going to be a combination of playing the moments. It's going to be a combination of playing player lock. Sometimes it's going to be quick count. Sometimes it's jumping in late into games. We are getting through more seasons, getting more development, and not going as slow as I did last season, even though I had a lot of episodes. So that's my idea. We'll see what happens. The custom game entry conditions I have to change, and we'll probably jump in at the 7th. I'm going to set it to about high for situation importance, and we can highlight player moments as well, or enter player highlight moments. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to jump in when it makes sense. And unfortunately, I tried to recreate the numbers as best as I could. I did player lock with Cole Reagans. He did allow a home run. He went scoreless in episode 1, but I did strike out 11. So slightly more strikeouts, but did allow more hits and another run compared to what he did in episode 1 again. Okay, housekeeping officially over. Let's go ahead and simulate a little bit, and we're jumping in already. Bottom 8, 2 outs. 2 runners on base for the O's. Jorge Mateo, electric speed at first. Adley Rutschman at second base with the AL Rookie of the Year, Gunnar Henderson, at the plate. All right, this is a big-time situation. We got to try and shut down the Orioles. Chris Stratton in the game for us. There are 2 outs, though. We only have 4 relievers left. That's not great. Will Smith and Nick Anderson, I think we're going to get moving. But this is a big spot in this game. Can't let Gunnar Henderson beat us. Legend hitting difficulty and pitching difficulty. People are asking why I don't have a PCI, the zone hitting. Well, that's because I hate to sound like a dickhead when I say this, I'm just too good at the game. Unless I try to be bad, I'm going to be very good, and it doesn't really make sense. So I like to play to the players' ratings more than my own abilities. That's why I did that. That was a mistake. Why did we go to 2 there? Oh, no. Okay, that's on me. Yeah, I'm so good at the game, dude. It's Adam Frazier's fault. It's the slowest pitch I've ever seen. He really is going to be the new Kevin Newman. Well, bases loaded, Ramon Urias. Chris Stratton, I need another pitch. It's at Adam Frazier. I'm going to second again. Adam Frazier sucks. Get him out of here. I'm going to call up Michael Massey probably is what happens next. All right, we're jumping in here, top 9. Speak of the devil, it is Adam Frazier. He's 2 for 3. Facing the lefty, Cole Irvin. It is a little bit late to make a substitution here, but Adam Frazier really cannot hit lefties. Garrett Hampson can. And he can also play second base. So I'm going to make the change. Frazier out of the game. Garrett Hampson in. Actually having a pretty good season so far if he has 3 home runs. Although it says 0s on the screen, so maybe that's just last year. He will make contact. Shallow left field. And the pass is not anything. This is not football. The fly ball, the pop fly, dropped in left field. Hampson advances to second on the throw. And the usually sure-handed Austin Hayes cannot reel in just a classic pop fly to the shallow left field area. He just was trying to be too cool, too casual, too nonchalant. Now we have a runner on second base in scoring position for Michael Garcia. And that's a ground ball at third base. That's not going to get the job done. Michael, you're hurting me, buddy. All we need to do, push it on the ground to the right side. Hampson gets to third base, and then Drew Waters could potentially drive him in. I don't know why Drew Waters is hitting second. Maybe that's why. Hard hit ball to left. Hayes is going to not be able to control this one either. He's falling down in the outfield. It's a double for Drew Waters. Again, I don't know how he managed to find the 2-hole. He's not in there. I set my order. He's not supposed to be hitting there, but he is. He comes up clutch. And Austin Hayes' struggles in the outfield continue. Orioles turn to Brian Baker. He's had a tough start to the season. ERA at 27. Bobby Witt 0 for today. Could change that in a hurry. 88 batting clutch for Bobby Witt Jr. as well. This is a really big spot in the game. Can Bobby Witt come up clutch? Four-seam cutter, circle change for Baker. Really nothing breaking at us. Ground ball up the middle. That one's going to get past the shortstop. Waters waved around. That's an RBI single for Witt Jr. And again, electric speed on the bases. Bobby Witt Jr. comes up clutch with a ground ball right up the middle. Sometimes it's not how hard you hit it, it's about where you hit it. And Bobby Witt, he hit it where they ain't, where they weren't. And we continue to pile on here. 8-6 now. Could get into scoring position here. Salvi is 2 for 4, but is an obvious ground ball double play candidate to get out of the inning. I'd love to get out of the double play, and that involves Bobby Witt Jr. getting on second base via the steal. And there goes Bobby Witt. Fastball down. Here's going to be a good throw from Rutschman. Witt Jr. is gunned down at second. Not a great jump. Anything but a fastball there, and we're in business. I do think we run to avoid the double play, but not a great jump from Bobby Witt Jr., and unfortunately an out at second here late in the game. But I don't hate the decision. Some of you in the comments might. I got some Royals faithful being upset at me yesterday. It's like, if you're going to do Royals franchise, play Royals baseball. They would never hit and run in that spot. Dude, I'm playing the games. Relax. You don't know every single situation of what could or couldn't happen, as that would have been a ground ball, double play ball. And the Royals would have been out of the inning, as you can see. So it's unfortunate. Take it less seriously. We're having fun here. But that was a big spot. Unfortunately, could not come up clutch. Stratton in the game. We're going to turn to Will Smith. Our closer, 0 ERA, even though he's actually not really going to be the closer. He did make a save already, 1 for 1. And hopefully he can go 2 for 2 on the road against the Orioles. Not electric stuff. He's going to have to locate well. If Will Smith can locate, he might be in business. So let's see what he can do. Fastball struck him out. O'Hearn back to the dugout. Former Royal, Ryan O'Hearn. And we get the best of him this time. Ryan Mountcastle hitting 8th for the O's. Does have electric power, though. Everything's electric to me. Ground ball. Bobby Witt Jr. can make a play. 71 speeds getting down the line pretty well. And Mountcastle reaches base safely. He's got better speed than I expected. And against a right-handed hitter, you can kind of pitch to contact here. You don't really expect a home run with how deep left field is now. Really tough park for righties to hit. And here's a ground ball at Pasquantino to Witt. Back to Pasquantino. Game over. Royals win. And that's a big-time win against a potential division winner. I think and hope, as a Yankees fan, the Yankees win the division this year in the AL East. But the Orioles certainly could. But we'll take that. Big win over the O's. Came down to the wire. Salvi goes 2 for 5, as does Drew Waters. 3 doubles between the pair. And Michael Garcia with a homer. Okay, this is interesting. Cole Reagan's working on a no-hitter in the 7th inning. Only has 2 strikeouts, has walked a batter. But Cole Reagan's could throw a no-hitter. 3 innings to go, though, against a very talented team. However, a lot of the best Orioles hitters are lefty hitters, and that makes sense here with the new stadium dimensions. So we may have an advantage. Guys like Jordan Westburg get slotted into the lineup, where maybe he has an off day against a righty. Reagans gets a pop-up, though. Not an easy play for any of our outfielders. There are certain lineups we come out in where it's not great defensively. Nelson Velasquez, right? MJ Melendez. Hunter Renfroe playing center field some days. We'll try to face the former #1 overall pick, Adley Rutschman. 0 for 2 today, as you can say for everybody in this lineup so far. But he hits this one pretty hard to the left center field gap. That one gets down. No hitter over. And the Orioles are working toward their first run. Rutschman running for third. Here's the throw, not in time. No-hitter is over, and the shutout could be gone right behind that. Adley Rutschman's a good player, so unfortunate no-hitter over. Reagans was dealing, but we might be able to save a run. Does Velasquez have the arm? Rutschman headed home. Play at the plate, not in time. Better throw gets him. Orioles on the board. Just like that, man. It's all falling apart. Reagan's only at 76 pitches, though. I guess that's what you get when you only have 2 strikeouts. Not especially interested in taking him out of the game. I think he could definitely get into the 8th inning for sure, right? Fly out here is going to end things, but damage was done. And the Orioles tie it in the 8th. We're going to jump in, bases loaded, top 10 with just 1 out. Our best hitter at the plate, Bobby Witt Jr. This is where we need him to come up clutch. A walk would be clutch. That puts the go-ahead run across the plate. Witt 1 for 4. I'd take 2 for 5. Ground ball back up the middle. Witt runs really well. Need him to run faster. Double play. I mean, great sinker down. Witt, of course, just could not elevate it. And we are headed now to the 12th inning. Unbelievable. Kyle Isbell up. Does hit well against lefties. It's not really that bad of a spot. Runners on second and third. 2 outs. Cutter gets by him. They're super in on the hands there. Now, clutch for Isbell is only 63. With runners on base, that's the number that's being looked at. But it bounces off the first base bag! Isbell beats it home. Or beats it to first. Runner scores. Oh my goodness. MJ Melendez gets home. Bobby Witt Jr. back up to the plate. Not a great swing from Isbell. We get lucky. Bounces off the first base bag. That is wild. I need to collect myself here. Run gets home. Isbell to first. Unreal. Come on, Bobby. Dude, they're just pitching him so weird. Everything's on the black. 88 clutch for Witt. Just time it up. Look at these pitches. There's no mistake being made to Bobby Witt Jr., that's for sure. And it's smart. You got a base open. Don't need to pitch to Witt. You can let him get himself out, right? And look at where that slurve is. You're maybe not even able to see that. It's right in on the black, on the hands. Really, really tough. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Jorge Mateo at the plate. James MacArthur on the mound. Mateo shows bunt. Will bunt foul. He's got really unreal speed. Don't really want to give him a pitch to bunt here. Can we turn it? Garcia to second gets 1. No play at first. And Mateo does his job. Or does it enough. Ideally, you don't want that out at second. You take the out at first, and then it's second and third. Base hit wins the game. But at least it's only 1 out. He got the runner over to third. And I would tie the game if you can get him in. MacArthur, of course, new closer. These are the positions. They're tough. You're going to have to come up clutch. You're going to have to make pitches. You're going to have to get outs. And right now we're struggling a bit to find the zone. Take a double play. Cowser doesn't run especially well. Full count. We'll do it again. More sinkers down. Struck him out. Cowser back to the bench. Huge pitch from James MacArthur. And we need another. Or 2 or 3. 1 more out will end the game. Gonna make a couple more good pitches. Might lean on that sinker a bit. Seems to be a good pitch. We'll take a strike there. Good spot on the sinker. 2-2. Game on the line. I'd love a strikeout. Ground ball at Michael Garcia. He handles it. Throw on to first. Game over. Royals win another close one at Baltimore. The Orioles are playing us really tough, but we are managing to come out on top, and sometimes that's just what makes up a good team, right? As Adam Frazier goes yard, as does MJ Melendez. But the good teams are the ones who can not only beat up on teams, but can win close games. Close games, that's the story of baseball. Your record in close games. Look at the Padres the past couple of years. That determines whether you're going to be a playoff caliber team or fall out of the race entirely. We've won 3 in a row. We sweep the Orioles, who dropped to 1-5, and we're facing a not so great team here in the division rival Chicago White Sox. Will Smith is in a tough spot, heck of a spot. Martin Maldonado at the plate. Runners on the corners, 1 out. We do have the lead. Martin Maldonado, no way around it. Sucks at hitting. Bad hitter. The only reason he's on a team is because of his ability as a catcher behind the plate. He does have decent power against lefties, and that scares me a little bit now. But overall, terrible hitter. We got to be able to get a player like Martin Maldonado out. Pitching for the double play, of course. And Maldonado squares to bunt. Not really his game. But also hitting isn't, so I guess a bunt can make sense. How about a fastball, Martin? He fouls it away. I would take a strikeout here. That would be awesome. Show him the changeup. Good take. We do have a base to work with here. Don't really want to walk Martin Maldonado, but I also don't want that runner on third to score. Challenge fastball. Struck him out. Maldonado caught looking. Big second out for Will Smith. And he gets lefty-lefty again with Dominic Fletcher. Brother of David Fletcher. Middle infielder most known for his time with the Angels. Where is he now? Braves? I can't remember. But I do like lefty-lefty. I remember Will Smith having a cutter, but I guess not. Maybe he doesn't throw it anymore. I swear at one point he had a cutter. But a fastball down. Pitch to hit. Pasquantino gets it. Throws on to second. Game over. The Royals win another close one. I mean, this heart attack Royals team, you love it. They keep coming out on top. Homers for Vinny Pasquantino. Or a homer. Double for Bobby Witt Jr. I expected that to be a homer, the way he's been scoring runs lately. But we are winning so many close games. We let Louis Bob go 3 for 4 with a home run. That's their whole offense. If in this series I can set it to just, hey, don't pitch to Luis Robert, we're going to be in business. I know everyone loves to say Robert. It's not Robert. It's technically Rober, but I'm not going to say that because look at me. I'm not Luis Rober. I can't even say it now. Luis Rober. I'm struggling to roll my R's all of a sudden. But yeah, it's Luis Rober. That's how you say it in Cuba. And during his introductory press conference, he's like, is it Robert? Which obviously it isn't. He's like, I guess you can call me that. In Cuba, it's Robert. But obviously I'm not going to say that. So I just go Robert. It gets the job done, but I still can speak with my regular voice. But it is technically Robert. It's not Robert. He's not hanging around, oh, what's up, Robert, down in Cuba. It's not how it goes. Anyway, I digress. Jason Benetti says Robert. I don't care what Jason Benetti says. It's not actually accurate. Like, he could say Albert Pujols. That's not what it actually is, right? So, anyway, I actually don't want to play this game. We want to simulate here. And we do want to set scouting assignments as we drop a game, unfortunately, to the White Sox. As they improved to 2-7, we dropped to 6-3. Still atop the AL Central, but it's very early. Let's check out scouting. So, I think for right now, we want to be in the discovery phase. There's not really going to be one guy we can just add. Of course, there are players draft rank 1, but we have no scouting progress on them right now. Just 10% on all these guys or less. 8 to 10%. So we want to find out how many of these guys are actually good versus who are the pretenders. So we're going to go ahead and maybe scout position here. And what you can do, and I'm not an expert on this, but kind of see a bunch of players, see if they match up in any way. And what I mean by that is, okay, Dave McCarty is from Maryland, a starting pitcher at 5'10", extremely rare. They don't know what they're doing with player creation. That's a number 1 pitcher, is a 5'10" starter. He's got apparently unreal velocity, but So look at where they're from. See if you can find any type of, commonality. Pennsylvania, that looks like East Coast to me. So we might do starting pitcher, East. And then, have them get scouted out. So that's something you can do. And you also want to make sure your scouts are doing what they're good at doing. Clarence Medina is good at discovering pitchers. So to me, that says go look for pitchers. Let's do international. And he'll be on his way. And then Hiroki Tanana can kind of do whatever you want him to do. Discovery and efficiency aren't great. But what do we really need? I would say center field. And let's just do international this first week. And we'll see what these guys can do. We kind of need everything. But a really good center fielder, I think, would be pretty awesome to find. Ooh, another close game. We are down 8-7 after a 3-run rally in the 9th from Houston. We do have home field advantage, though. MJ Melendez at the plate. Nate Eaton at first with, again, great speed. It's the case for a lot of members of this Royals team. Right now, we're not doing very well in terms of runs. Stolen bases, only 4. On base is 28th out of 30th. Or 30 teams, 28th out of 30 teams. But we're managing to win. We're winning the close games, and that's what matters right now. Now, unfortunately, the Astros bullpen is unbelievable. Brian Abreu is so good. Because apparently I was too early on that 98-mile-per-hour fastball. I actually thought I would have been late on it. Good that time, but Melendez swings right through it, and Brian Abreu might just challenge with another fastball. Nope, goes off speed. MJ Melendez does the job, though. We'll take that. Not a double play ball. Hit too hard for Abreu to handle over there at first. And that brings up Hunter Renfroe, hitting 8th for some reason. Dude, they keep changing my lineup. I don't like it. Renfroe is 2 for 4 today. Hit probably scores a run. Not really going to steal in this spot. Of course, yeah, fly out would score the runner, but I can't guarantee that we're going to make good contact with Hunter Renfroe. So we're just going to play for a hit. Slurve up in the zone. Good timing. He hung it, but we couldn't make contact. Just too high. I thought they would drop a little bit more. And that's a hanger. Didn't time that one up very early. You just don't get that pitch back. A little bit too eager there. And struck him out. Abreu gets Renfroe reaching on that slider, on that slurve sweeper type pitch. A little early for Renfroe, and that's all it takes to miss. And that's a strike. Good spot from Abreu. Adam Frazier, 2 for 4. Is he going to be this year's Kevin Newman? I don't know. He's already hitting better. Hitting over 300 right now with a pair of homers. If Adam Frazier's going to come out and hit, I won't complain. This is a big spot. 1-2 count. Good take from Frazier. A hit ties the game. Anything else? Not so great. Here's the 2-2. Big pitch. And Adam Frazier strikes out. Felt like we timed that one up pretty well. Frazier just can't make contact. You're on legend difficulty. You can do everything right, but with timing-based hitting, oftentimes it does not matter. Yordan Alvarez hits 2 homers, and we lose a close one. Homers for Renfroe and Perez, 2 doubles for the Pasquatch, but Will Smith blows it. Not good. I have everything on manual, yet the CPU keeps changing my lineup. Stop doing that. Everything is on manual. Why am I not in control? Settings preset simulation. That's not on manual for some reason. Okay. Maybe that was why? I have to make sure on every single setting here, everything's set to manual. So strange. All right. Maybe I'll actually have what I want now. Stupid. And you know what's annoying about this too? Is when I set the lineup, we won games. CPU sets the lineup. Oh, we're losing. Pretends to be shocked. Salvi sits against lefties for me. So does Velasquez. So does Waters. Against lefties, Hunter Renfroe moves to center field. It's not great, but it lets me get my best hitters out there. Actually, maybe I just go... Hunter Renfroe plays center against right-handers. It's right. And it stays in right against lefties. Kyle Isbell comes in and plays center. Okay, that's, yeah, way better. We could bring in Salvi to DH against lefties. It's not an awful idea. Yeah, let's do that. We'll hit him 5th. And then Isbell, Hampson, Melendez, Fermin. Not a bad lineup. All right, hopefully they stop changing everything now that I've changed that setting again. And I'm thinking we're going to be good to go. Let's start winning some games again. Brady Singer shut out late in the game against the Astros. We've got a good lead here. Saw we scored 4 runs in maybe the 7th, a run in the 8th. Is that what I saw? Something close, if not. And as soon as we join in, they go to Josh Taylor? Why is that a moment? Brady Singer's got a shutout going. All right, let's jump in. Sorry, we pulled him. Okay. Well, we won the game. We'll take that. Bobby Witt Jr. with a home run. Michael Garcia with a triple. And we are back to winning ways as we'll take on the New York Mets. Vinny Pasquantino with a lat strain. We're going to keep him active. I think that's fine. We lose back-to-back to the Mets. When Pasquantino's injured, we have Garrett Hampson playing first. I don't know why we would do that. My order has been altered again because of the injury. Oh, this is really something we're going to have to micromanage here, huh? And the Giants have gone out and made a massive trade. Bo Bichette heading from the Blue Jays to the Giants in return for Matt Chapman and one of their better prospects in baseball, Kyle Harrison. Lefty with very good strikeout stuff. Well, Matt Chapman back to the Blue Jays. I think you probably just could have signed him if you wanted him. Brought him back, but let's bring Vinny Pasquantino back onto the team as Michael Wacha hopefully finishes a shutout. Also, Nelson Velasquez is on fire. 5 home runs. He's doing really great just hitting against righties. That's the way. Don't hit Nelson Velasquez against lefties. Garrett Hampson's also crushing it, hitting .361. Maybe while Nelson Velasquez is on fire, we do fit him into the lineup. But there's just not really a big spot for him. Melendez is really struggling. We'll replace him with Velasquez for now. 3 wins in a row. Looking to do the same thing again to the Orioles, as we'll do auto for the Michael Massey injury. And what is this spot? Bases loaded. We're up by 2. It's Will Smith against Ryan Mountcastle. I don't love that. I don't love it. We're 6th in home runs, though. 27 as a team. A lot of that is probably due to Nelson Velasquez giving us a lot of power at the middle to the back end of our order. 2 outs, top 8. Get a Mountcastle ground out. Strikeout would be cool, too. We're going to get MacArthur moving. Maybe Carlos Hernandez as well. But obviously, if we can't get Ryan Mountcastle out, we are in a lot of trouble here. A hit ties the game. You'd have to expect with 99 speed on second base. Strikeout will be massive. Ground ball up the middle, past Bobby Witt Jr. Renfro's got it in center, but indeed, the base hit does tie the game. It's 4-4 as Will Smith can't get the out. Mountcastle does a good job. It's a great spot on the pitch, just Mountcastle did a better job. Colton Wong, ground ball at Garcia. Doesn't run especially well. Easy out, but the game was tied. Gonna have to come up and hit. Certainly doable. We're gonna finish playing this game. We got Salvi, 4-5-6 against Dylan Tate. Bottom 8, let's retake that lead. Crowd's getting behind our Royals. Salvi on the ground. Ground out. Can Nelson Velasquez stay hot? That's the big question. We know volatility with him is going to be big. Ground ball in the hole. Could be a tough play for Henderson. Velasquez doesn't run especially well. And you can see it there. Cannot beat out the throw. And unfortunately, we are down to just Hunter Renfroe here in the 8th. Is 2 for 3 with a double and a triple. And that's a strike, apparently. It's got to be racist. Hunter Renfroe. Come on, dude. Good timing again on the ground. On to the 9th. Will Smith going to stay in the game for now. He's at 18 pitches. I want to keep him in against the lefty. And then we probably go to Carlos Hernandez. Cedric Mullins way out in front of that. About a changeup. Oh, good spot. Strike 2. I love the finish him audio. Big Mortal Kombat guy. But Will Smith, not a big strikeout guy. So, kind of conflicting themes here. Changeup struck him out. All right. Maybe I spoke too soon. But we're going to bring in Carlos Hernandez, the flamethrower. Got a 3.38 ERA so far here early. Strikeout rate at just 4.3%. It is early, but when you can throw a fastball up over 100, you expect a little bit more strikeout stuff. Frazier, going to be a tough play, and he makes it. Nelson Velasquez has horrendous range. Frazier knows he has to come over and make a big-time play, and he does. Sticks his glove out there, shoots it out, and is able to bring that in. Unreal for the second out of the inning. Hernandez comes on. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's got to be racist. Against the Royals. How is that not a strike? Hernandez dials it up. Triple digits. 103. Another ball. I don't know what to strike anymore. 12-6. That's a strike. Nasty stuff from Hernandez. How about the slider? Ground ball at Frazier. And we could win it in the ninth. 1 run is all it takes. CNL Perez against MJ Melendez. I'd take a walk-off. Man, we cannot elevate anything. I know it's a sinker, but it's in a hittable location. 2-1 to Freddie Fermin. I'd take a hit here. Pop up. All right, well, we got my wish. We elevated it. How about the Goldilocks zone? We find a sweet spot between hitting it straight on the ground and popping it straight up. Ghost runner on second now in extra innings. Carlos Hernandez stays out there. Playing for the walk-off now. Don't really want to bring our closer MacArthur out, but we will if we have to, I guess. But Hernandez is dealing right now, so no reason to do anything else. Runner going to take off for third on the pitch in the dirt. What are you doing? Hosed. Adley Rutschman trying to make too much happen there. Trying to do too much. I mean, it really didn't get away from Fermin. He's got a good arm. I mean, that made no sense. And you got a good hitter at the plate with nobody out. Colton Cowser hitting over 400 this season. 429. It is early, but that's still incredible. But maybe he had the right idea. Cowser somehow makes contact, but and is out number 2. Fly ball out towards MJ Melendez. And we can win it in the 10th. Runner on second. Base hit wins the game. Do we bunt? Adam Frazier starting on second due to extra inning rule. You may want to replace him. Yeah, we can get some great speed out there. Hampson or Eaton? Hampson can play the infield, so going to be Garrett Hampson. It's only a difference of 2 speed. Michael Garcia at the plate. Actually had a moment in this video, right, where Garcia needed to hit it to the right side. Rolled over to third. Didn't do his job, hitting just 167 with runners in scoring position this year. Batting average at just 219. This is where things can change. I don't even need a hit here. I would just take a ground ball to the right side. And against CNL Perez, all we want to do is hit ground balls. So this is our chance. Just hit it to the right side. That's it. Okay, we'll take that. Right back up the middle. We're waving Hampson around. Here's the play at the plate. Not in time. Royals win. Michael Garcia, hero in Kansas City. Love it. Love it. That's what he needed. Rough start to the season. Oh, look at the team photos. The team photo. Love it. I mean, that's a pitch to hit. Right down the middle. Garcia hammers it. Squares it up. Straight up the gut. No chance for Gunnar Henderson. And then Cedric Mullins just did all he could do, but not quite a good enough arm. Hampson scores fairly easily. And the ratings boost is playing a clutch factor already. And we're having a pretty good month of April. 12-8 really isn't so bad. I mean, we are right on track to be leading the division here at the end of this thing. But we will stop simulating for a moment because we did scout some players. Check them out. So recently scouted. Of course, we're moving Dave McCarty down the list. Draft rank was 1. He's moving up to 7, though. Daniel Crowell has moved up, or Crowell, excuse me. Very good stamina. Just looks like a solid pitcher. That's cool. I don't know if I love solid. I want elite. But elite just might not be in this class for us. Rolando Quiroz. Big strikeout potential. Doesn't throw especially hard. It's so funny to see all like the 5'11", 5'10" pitchers. It's just a rarity. Most pitchers are huge. Look at all the 5'10" and 5'11" pitchers. There's 6'3", 6'1", 6 flat. I'm telling you, it is rare. Most pitchers are huge. We're going to change the position of center field in the region for East. Pitcher East as well. That'll be our weekly plan. And I think we'll simulate to the end of the week here and see where we are. And we're gonna jump in here. Bottom 10 against Felix Bautista. Okay. You got my interest. Now, I'd be especially curious to see if we're even capable of making contact against Felix Bautista. He is the definition of electric stuff. I love the word electric. It's Felix Bautista. I mean, the fact that splitter actually even stayed in the zone is wild. Witt Jr. actually does make contact, but doesn't hit it very hard. That's a splitter at the top of the zone. What? Bautista's got a 9 ERA this year? He's really struggling. Okay, this could be a chance to take advantage of him. We're down to our final out. It's Vinny Pasquantino at the plate. You gotta hit that. Slider. I mean, Felix Bautista's hanging everything. First time finally seeing the fastball. Was wondering if he even still threw one. He won't be pitching at all this year, by the way, due to Tommy John surgery. Torn UCL. First time seeing a slider. All right. Struck us out. Game over. We helped out his ERA a bit there. And we went on some type of losing streak. Got nearly swept by the Jays. Managed to beat up on Kevin Gossman, of all pitchers, which is funny enough. But Alek Manoah gave us trouble. What a joke. Lost 4 in a row, and then 2 in a row at Detroit. Okay, that is not ideal. All these top guys are pitchers. None of the actual okay-looking defenders or position players can even hit. Is this hit? Maybe it looks like good contact. Maybe Virgil Fletcher we'll take a look at. First base is not exactly what we need, though. Yeah, the scouting and draft system is so bad on this game. I might just end up going auto. Kyle Wright has a shutout going late in the game. Well, we can end the month strong. Let's try to do it. Try to get the win. Kevin Kiermaier at the plate, going to lead off for Toronto. Not exactly known for his bat. Really a great defender. But hitting 179 this year with an OPS sub 550. Kyle Wright, not really known for being that great on the mound, but former top prospect of the Braves, I suppose. He is maybe a player to keep an eye on. If he can break out, has good stuff. But I don't even know if we should keep him in the game. Bottom 9 up by 1. This feels like a great spot to bring in your closer when Kyle Wright is at 99 pitches. Thank you. Here's James MacArthur. Sub 3 ERA, strikeout rate above 20%. It's actually much higher in real life, and it didn't actually even let me play it out. Doesn't matter. MacArthur with the save. Kyle Wright gets player of the game and the win. And we are indeed ending the month on a high note. 3 wins in a row. Let's see it. Nope. Lost 9-2. Kevin Gossman gets the better of us this time. Made some changes clearly from April the 25th. So 16-15, second in the AL Central. It's a very competitive division so far. White Sox are 7-3 in their last 10, yet 3 of the 5 teams in the division are 3-7 in their last 10, including the Guardians and Tigers along with us. This division should be a bit of a bloodbath. It's the battle of mid. All of these teams I don't think are especially good. I would expect the Twins to win the division in real life and in the game, but you never know about the Guardians. Tigers could take a step up, as could the Royals. So this could be a really, really fun division to watch. But right now, we're struggling a bit. Cole Reagans apparently is on fire with his 4.66 ERA. Not quite sure about that. Freddie Fermin is really struggling. It is just a month, but changes may have to be made. Adam Frazier's really struggling. Michael Massey also is and is hurt, so he's not really an option to replace him right now. Maikel Garcia is not really getting it going. Bobby Witt, he's at 8 home runs, but not really hitting too well. MJ Melendez can't hit. Kyle Isbell's actually crushing it, as is Drew Waters, who might be fighting for more playtime. Right now, our MVP might be Nelson Velasquez, hitting 272 with 8 homers. It's pretty good. Leads our team in OPS, followed closely by Hunter Renfroe and Bobby Witt Jr. and Vinny Pasquantino, but not enough players over 700. Got to do a little bit better than that. But that is it for the episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you for May. Take it easy.